will go ahead and get started. So happy New Year. It is 2018 for those of you who missed the memo. That started October 1st. So I'm Dave Lowe. I'm the CEO of isiFederal, and I'm welcoming all kinds of folks today. We got a full house, and it's great that they're here. Jamey Zell is in the house. He's with GSA Logic. Say hey, Jamey.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a good kickoff to the new year, the federal government, that is. Good to see you here this morning. We've got some good stuff coming your way.
Yeah, hopefully we do anyway, right?
Yeah.
So you're in charge of GSA schedule development. So what does that mean?
Well, we help people with the acquisition of getting their GSA schedule, also known as their GSA contract. It's also called FSS, or Federal Supply Schedule. All means the same thing. And then once they have their GSA schedule, we help them through the life cycle of their schedule with revisions, maintenance, keeping things current. If you have a schedule, we can help you out. And if you're looking into or have questions about and need a schedule, like to help you with that as well. Been around now, actually coming up on 15 years doing this in the business, and 100% track record getting our clients their schedules. Like to talk with you if we can help you with your GSA schedule needs. There's my number there on screen. Please let me know, and feel free to give me a call. That
is super awesome. And Taylor Dean, I don't know if Taylor's in the house. Just about everybody else is in the house. Taylor, if you're there and I don't see you, say hi. And if not, I'll throw a shout out. Taylor Dean is a partner of Gross Mendelsohn. And these folks understand federal contracting compliance and actually help with protest support. So if you need some help with your compliance and your pricing and things like that, she is the one to reach out to. She is awesome. Rafael Marrero, the famous Cuban guy with the sexy blue glasses. I don't know if he's here or not. Are you there, Rafael?
I'm here.
Hey.
I am.
There he is. So now tell us about you and how important is it to get your certifications for socioeconomic certifications if you have the opportunity to? Why should you even consider that?
Because you'd be leaving money on the table if you don't. You would strategically position yourself for set-aside opportunities by having these coveted credentials, and we can help your organization get certified for these. We do the CDE, VetBiz, 8A. We do economically disadvantaged women-owned small business and HubZone certifications as well.
Super important stuff, by the way. If you have the ability to get an 8A, it can absolutely change your life. It gives you the opportunity to sole source things. And Rafael Marrero also helps with capabilities, doing video capabilities. And they look really sharp, don't they, Rafael?
Absolutely. We help people stand out in a crowded federal marketplace. Contracting officers get flooded with capability statements all day long and requests for business on paper. And video actually helps the prospect stand out and make a statement from the beginning.
Got to set yourself apart. If you don't, you're going to look just like everybody else, and you'll be a loser just like everybody else. So there you go. Steve Hoffman, again, in the house. He helps with white paper and content marketing with white papers. And tell us what you can do with white papers, because we generally do this as well, don't we, Steve? We use white papers as a marketing tool, correcto?
Well, that's right. And you could say that 2018 is the year of the white paper, Dave. How about that?
I'll buy into that.
As you and I both know, Dave, government buyers want industry's best thinkers, and they want information. And one way to do that is to write a white paper and send it to your government buyers and give them the information that they want. And as Rafael said, this is yet another way to differentiate yourself from this crowded field.
That's right. If you look like everybody else, you're going to lose just like everybody else. You got to look like the winner. Great stuff. Steve is out in California, so this is an early time for him. So I thank you for being with us, Steve. It's always great to have you. And definitely want to talk about some success stories, because there's a success story around a white paper that I'll bring up in a little bit, as a matter of fact. And with us, we have Lisa Jones from Enspyire. She does proposal writing. And if those of you that don't understand the federal government, this is a really important thing, a very important, let's just say, talent and capability that she has to be able to help you get to where you want to go, and taking what's in your mind and putting it on paper. That's an art form in and of itself, isn't it, Lisa?
It sure is.
So, and you tell us about you and Enspyire.
So Enspyire is a proposal management and development company and capture. So we actually help you guys move from that business development stage that Dave helped you with and help you to win proposals. So we focus in on your capabilities and how to attract your government customers.
And we love working with Lisa because she's really, really smart. So we appreciate you being here. Now, the other person that's supposed to be here is Umar. You here, Umar? Umar is the president of No Limit Selling, and I was going to feature him because of some of the things that he does, but I love his website because that's just a great picture, isn't it? Your mindset determines your level of success. Cannot agree more than what how Umar presents things, and separating yourself as stellar in whatever market you do. It doesn't matter what it is, but your mindset determines your level of success. And I'm hoping that he does pop in at some point. He's jumping on a plane, so I can't stop a plane. Unfortunately, I'm not Superman. So there you go. But I will give a shout out on what we're doing with GSA e-buy notification through QuickFuse. If you have a GSA schedule, you can check out QuickFuse, QUIKFUSE.com. It is going to be the engine that's behind a lot of our innovations for our process for bidding. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. And with us also is Kelsey Burns is in the house, because somewhere along the line on November 30th in Crystal City, something special is happening.
Yes, so we have our GovStar Awards program we're hosting on November 30th. We are in our final week for the nomination submissions for all the GovStar Awards nominees. Our GovStar program honors local government contracting firms for their technology innovation, workplace environment growth, veteran support, contributes to industry and the marketplace. This is our largest event in 10 different cities for 40 different events we host. And there's a video shoot involved, a night of fun, music, interacting, and networking with other incredible businessmen and women. So it'd be a great night. So if you're interested, you can give me a call. My number's on the screen, or my email, and I can help you assist fill out the application for you as well.
Yep. And I think I saw. Did you do that, Rafael? Did I see something get kicked back and forth with you doing that?
Actually, now that he's on here, he hasn't fully submitted it to me. He said he was, so if he would love to, he can still submit that. But
I see how it is. Calling out Rafael live. All right.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Rafael, finish the paperwork. All right. Very good. Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. Let me turn that off. Real quick, I will be live at the NVSBE show in St. Louis, December 5th through 7th. We're going to be doing getting ahead of RFPs. We'll do a live version of that and talking about specifically how to get in front of VA decision makers and make a difference, differentiate yourself, and use those white papers, use the capabilities, use all the things in professional proposal development as well. So we'll be talking about that. And that's the last, man, that was a long intro, wasn't it? Sorry, guys. This event is not affiliated or endorsed by GSA or any other agency. For those folks that are joining us from the government, because I never know who's going to pop in. As you can see, we have a lot of folks here today. And if you're here from the government, it is not intended to be an endorsement or commitment to buy from anybody or any of us or any of that. So we can just talk about things. Some quick housekeeping things before we get into it. You can make the panelists, if you like the way we're dressed and like the way we look, you can grab that little bar doohickey thing and you can make it bigger. You can make us disappear altogether. You can also chat with us and give us questions. And there's a little hand there too that I will be using extensively today because we want to hear success stories. So find that chat and tell us how you guys succeeded in 2017 and give us some success stories, because I know we do have some, because I saw some of the people that are on the line. So with that, you can also, if you called in on the phone, you have to enter your PIN so we can unmute you, because otherwise we will not be able to talk and dialogue. So a little bit about this webinar. We have over 900 folks registered. We keep peeling people off that haven't been here for multiple months, so that we make sure that we leave room for the people that really do want to be here. So every second Tuesday is dialogue with federal sales experts, and sometimes it's just me, and sometimes it's the whole team that was like today. So we appreciate everybody being here. But we get real about how things work here with winning strategies as well as tactics. We'll show off isiFederal and the folks that are on this call, because they can help you do what you need to do in the federal space. So we'll also be asking some polls to keep you guys engaged and make sure that we know what what happened with you this year. So I could have won more business last year if I just knew who bought what I sell, or if I had a more persuasive marketing message. If I got to key decision makers, because maybe I have some trouble getting to those decision makers. You can pick as many as you want, by the way. Or if you could find more bids so that you could submit more bids. And I got something coming up for that in the near future as well. Or if you had time to respond to more bids. So just answer those questions. We'll be glad to make sure you're included in this conversation. We'll give you a 5, 4, 3, 2. You can do it. I know you can. And with that, bam. So let's see what we got here, folks. So folks all over the board, pretty much 44%. If they needed to find out who buys what they sell, that's great, because we're going to be talking about that. If you had a persuasive marketing message, and there's folks can benefit from that. Key to decision makers, finding decision makers, getting in front of those folks. This is why we're here.
Hey, Dave.
Yes, sir.
It's Umar. Sorry, I'm a little late. Security used a rubber glove on me.
Umar's in the house. Hold on one second, Umar. I'll get you on there. All right.
Sure.
So with that, we're going to be talking about success stories. So get your success stories ready, what worked, why it worked, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, and then we're going to sick Umar on you because I know he knows how things work. And we'll talk about 3 ways that you can win in 2018. Quote of the day comes actually from a client. She didn't make up the quote, but she shared it with me today. Good judgment comes from bad experience, which mostly comes from bad judgment. I really like that one. Very good, Maria. Thanks. I'm hoping she's here because she's got some success stories too that I'd love for you guys to hear. So with that, I'm going to skip ISI Federal. Everybody knows me. If you don't know me, go to isifederal.com. You'll see what we do. So why are we here today? We all want to win federal contracts, and we're going to talk about success stories in 2017. So get ready to share your success stories. And since Umar is pressed and he's sitting there waiting for a plane, I'm going to sick Umar on you. And Umar is the president of No Limit Selling. I've known Umar. How long have we known each other, Umar? 10, 12 years or something?
Something like that.
Something like that. So we
still like each other. It's amazing.
I don't know why you like me, but I know why I like you. You know that. There's a lot of great stuff. We've done a couple of events together, and I think we're doing one. I don't know what we're doing. You can tell everybody what you're doing.
Coming up soon, yeah.
So what do you want to talk about today to bring everybody up to speed on how mindset is one of the biggest things that you have to focus on, and the difference between just being an average rep or being a great rep? How do you get to be a great rep?
So take a look at any sales force. You're going to have A players, B players, and C players. A players walk on water, do exceptional things, and oftentimes they generate 30 or 40% of the entire revenue for the organization. Mm-hmm. But then we have a bunch of B players that do a good job, but they never quite reach greatness. Then we got a bunch of C players. We won't talk about those. But if you look at the mindset of an A player, or the skill set of an A player and the skill set of a B player, they're almost identical. The only difference is A players tend to be more confident, bolder, driven. All of that is internal stuff. So we spend $8 billion a year in the U.S. to train our sales reps to be better, stronger, faster. And most of that training is about strategy and process and skills. But what really needs to be done is if we could teach people how to be bolder, more confident, because an average sales rep that has, confidence in abundance will knock it out of the park. And somebody that knows all the skills, knows all the processes, and has an average mindset is going to be an average salesperson. There's no way of fixing that unless we use applied neuroscience. And I think that's why I'm excited, is that we have this watershed moment for humanity where we understand the mind, we can understand how to teach it to make Dave, you and me much better at what we do.
Hey, and we all need to be better. I'm in. Sign me up.
So here's an example. Dave, I'm going to ask you, since you're the only live human near me, has there been a day in your sales career or in your personal career with your kids where you just felt unstoppable in whatever you were doing? You just one of those golden days where nothing can stop you. Had one of those days?
Absolutely.
And then we've had other days where we're just, doing a good job. But there's a difference between those 2 days, and that difference is what happened on the mindset that day. And on a great day, one of those fabulous days, even if your car breaks down, even if you lose a sale, you still are at top of the world and you just bounce back and you're resilient. And that's what I want to make sure we all understand how do we achieve those peak states of performance, and how do we kind of build in that resilience? Because the profession you and I are in, there's a lot of heartache possibly out there when those accounts we really want to get and they get stolen from us. And I think mindset gives us resilience, it gives us chutzpah, and it gives us the ability to achieve exceptional things.
And what I love about what you're talking about, have you read this book yet?
Which one?
It's called Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion.
Oh yeah, that's a must-read book.
Yeah.
And there's another book out there that is not as good, but it is still worth the read. It's Unleash Your Crazy Sexy Brain. Somebody incredibly handsome wrote that.
Where's Rafael? Hold on a second. Where's Rafael? Rafael, unleash your crazy sexy brain. Your crazy Cuban sexy brain. With the sexy blue glasses. Anyway, I'm sorry.
That's right.
Sorry, Umar.
Look at the photo.
Anytime you bring up crazy sexy, my head just.
You got to go there.
It's really scary, but I think of Rafael. I need some therapy.
So I'm going to send you a copy of the book. Came out end of last year, and it's all about mindset and achieving peak states of performance. And thanks so much for letting me tune in.
Hey,
I'm going to go to my gate.
Okay,
and
get on a plane.
Take it, guys. Thanks so much.
When is just shoot me the information. I'll share it with everybody. Anything that you want me to share.
I will.
Will do. All right, have a great flight.
Bye.
All right, let's get back on track. First of all, I'm going to go back to success stories. Who's got a success story? Raise your hand or pop in a question. Let me know what you got. Oh, can I put Umar's information up for a quick second? Yes, I can. There you go. There's Umar's. You see it? Everybody see it? All right.
Yep.
Making sure. Everybody see it. All right. So if you have a success story, and you better have a success story, because I know some of the people that are here, because I will call you out if you don't open up and put up your hand. I will call you out personally.
Hey, Dave, I've got one.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to share with everyone that we made the Inc. 5000, actually the Inc. 500 list. We're number 310. This year we climbed up 40 slots, and we've shown a 1,400% growth over the past 3 years. This is now our second year on the Inc. 500 list.
Good for you, man.
In addition to that, thank you, man. In addition to that, two of our customers, our 8A certified firms, also made the list. So that's a true testament to the fact that you can grow through federal government contracting and leveraging your 8A certifications and minority certifications within the federal government.
Absolutely.
So wanted to share that with you all. Just came back from Texas, from the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce annual convention, where we presented a great workshop. It was standing room only, and there's a lot of interest for several of the services mentioned in today's call. So we'll circle back with that later.
Yep, absolutely. So, and there's something coming up here with the Hispanic Chamber or something you told me about. So good stuff. Appreciate that, Rafael. And that's a testament that, and we have, if you're not going to raise your hand, I'm going to talk about one, and that is that we got to the senior folks in the CIO Council through the USCIO, and we have several pilots that are running as a result of that. Craziest meeting I ever had, and I'll use this as an example because there are times where, and Umar was just talking about it, there are times where things don't always operate the way that they're supposed to, but you can still operate at a high level. Things will be blowing up around you. So imagine this. I have a client who's up in Buffalo, and up in Buffalo, he calls. We have a meeting with the USCIO in the executive offices of the White House. Pretty big meeting. Does anybody agree with that? Everybody agree? Pretty big meeting. Biggest meeting I ever had. I'll tell you that. So here I'm on my way to pick him up from the airport, and he calls me lying on his back in Buffalo, and he says, "Dave, I didn't get to the plane. I can't move. I was doing this jujitsu stuff and I wrenched my back. I'm laying on my floor up in Buffalo in the middle of the living room. I cannot move." And I'm thinking, well, I certainly cannot blow off the USCIO. right? I got to go. So I get to the White House and I go to the West Gate to get in, and my name's not on the list. So I don't know if you know about White House security, but if your name's not on the list, you're not going in. So I finally got in touch with the CIO. He came down and he said, and he showed him his badge, and the Secret Service guy said, not on the list. And so we decided to take a walk up the street to, he said, it'll take 45 minutes to get on the list. So with that, we walked up the street and the CIO says, okay, so tell me about this thing. How's it work? What's it look like when it gets done? And if you don't know me, that's not my answer. I can't answer that question. So I said, Tony, I really appreciate it. I don't know the answer to that, but I do know somebody that has the answer. And I picked up my phone, I called him, and I gave him my phone. So the US CIO sat there for 25 minutes with me just sitting there, and he's talking to my client up in New York. And then he hangs up the phone, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going to happen right now. But he said some of the most profound words that I've ever heard. He said, this was a very productive meeting. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull people together from the CIO Council, which is what I was after anyway. And oh, by the way, Steve Hoffman, we used a white paper to get that meeting. We used a white paper to get that meeting with the CIO. And we used that white paper as a methodology to be able to collect information in addition to provide information. So we provided information. And what's the one word that I like to use on the cover of that, Steve?
On the cover of the white paper?
On the cover of the white paper. What's the number one word I like to use? Do you remember?
No, I can't remember.
Draft. Draft.
Draft.
Your input is welcome.
Yep.
Your input is welcome.
Nah, draft. It's just draft. Hey, here's a draft. This is what we're going to be submitting to the CIO Council. Love to get your insight. Tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Totally flips.
Yeah, and
on the conversation.
And the reason that works is because you're asking for feedback, and when you receive it, you're then engaging your government contact in a conversation, right?
Yeah.
You've now engaged with them, and you're exchanging useful information, and that's all about developing that relationship, and it sets you apart from everybody else because now you've got a dialogue going.
It absolutely sets me apart from somebody else. And of all the meetings that the US CIO had in that time, he will remember mine. Because it's one of the craziest stories ever. It is for me. Who comes to a meeting without the person they're supposed to bring to the meeting and then calls them from a restaurant? Nobody I know would ever set something up like that. And yet, because of that was a success story that got us pilots. And those pilots are large. They're fairly large pilots, but the upside on the pilot is enormous. So those are the things we can learn over the course of time is how do you leverage these things? White papers, one way. Using a draft is another way. Your capability statement, have a good capability statement. Great thing to have. Anybody else got one? Nobody else has got a success story for 2017 of what they won. Who won something in September? And I know that there are people here that won stuff in September because I helped them win things in September. So don't be shy. Come on. Who's got something? You can raise your hand. See the little hand thing in there. You can raise your hand for that. All right, fine. You gonna be that way? I'll move on. We'll do that. All right. So we'll get back onto this, and I'll come back on. We'll come back to it. All right. So, what do you guys think about the system? Is the system fair for everybody? Is it heavily influenced by incumbents? Is it completely rigged? Is it all about price, or is it just flat out broken? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think, and I'll get back to the success story because I know people want to talk. Let me know. You can figure out. You can fill out more than one if you want to. There's a lot of belief about this. So everybody, they release everything. They go to FedBizOps. How many people are hearing the story that everything goes on FBO? So it's fair for everybody, right? I love the fact that nobody's picked that one. Awesome. With that, you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And boom. All right, here you go. Here's what everybody thinks. Nobody thinks it's fair for everybody. Good, because it's not. And then heavily influenced by incumbents, absolutely. And it is rigged in some instances. A lot of folks believe it's about price, and sometimes it is, and there's ways around that. And then other folks think it's broken. So very good. Thank you for participating in that, at least, instead of your success stories. I'm still going to call you out, and you know who you are, because I'm going to reach out to you. So what is the pattern? The pattern is the pattern that goes to most small businesses anyway. This is generally the way it is. Get a GSA schedule. Jamey, do we agree with this?
Absolutely. It's a great purchasing vehicle and proves that you're a quality supplier of products and services.
Mm-hmm. And there's other vehicles too that are very good to have. So then watch FBO. So on FBO, you will find, if you do a historical search with archives and everything, you'll come up with about 130 to 140,000 per year that hit FBO. There are 2.5 million opportunities that hit the street. Where are the rest of them? That's my question. Monitor eBuy. We happen to agree with this one too, Jamey, don't we?
You bet.
What's so special about GSA eBuy? Why would you care?
Well, eBay is eBuy, as it were. It's a direct purchasing portal, and if you're not monitoring eBuy, you're going to miss opportunities because product is flowing there right now as we speak. Even though it's just started back up in the new fiscal year, product is flowing as we speak like a river that never stops on eBuy right now. Yeah,
there's stuff on eBuy. It's slowed down a lot, but there's still things coming on eBuy, and that's only available to GSA schedule holders. So your competitive pool is already diminished. It's not out to everybody else. Meet with the OSDBUs, the Office of Small Disadvantaged Business Utilization. I don't have a problem with meeting with these folks. However, they don't have decision-making authority, which creates a problem for us. Go to small business matchmaking events. I don't have a problem with going to matchmaking events either, but you got to know what you're doing, and you better make sure that you're standing out, because if you're not looking like something different, you're going to look like everybody else, and you're going to just blend into the woodwork just like everybody else is. And register for a prime vendor database. So this is what happens at some of these events. You will come up and they'll say, hey, sign up for this prime vendor because we want to make sure we have you in your database so we can reach out to you. And I'm going to ask this question because I've been asking it for 10 years. How many people have gotten a phone call, not business, a phone call from registering on a prime vendor database? How many people on this call? We have a lot of folks here. So with that, if you say you're the first one in 10 years because it actually works against you. The capability statement repository, and this goes, it doesn't matter how good your capabilities is, your capability statement. Where does it go? Boom.
Trash bin.
Right in the trash can.
Yep,
They're being nice to you, but they're lying to you that they're going to keep a stack of all these things, keep them handy. They don't. It's up to us to make sure that we're relevant in their eyes. So this system does not work. It's the system that's developed for you, and it's the system that they plug you into all the time, and it doesn't work. So with that, we'll open up that worksheet. There's one on here. You can grab the worksheet if you didn't already download it. The truth is, federal buyers are already working with people, and they're working with your competition. They have existing contracts. They don't want to change. They're actually change averse. They have relationships, and they like the people that they're working with, and they'll keep doing it again and again and again and again all the way through fiscal year 2018, 19, 20, because they've been doing it, and they'll continue to do it unless you do something to disrupt the pattern or I do something to disrupt the pattern. We have got to disrupt the pattern. The pattern is exactly what we just pointed out. You're right. Incumbents have an incredible advantage. They're in under the tent. They keep doing the work over and over again, and that's why they have a significant advantage. $490 billion will be spent in the next 355 days. If you do not get in front of decision makers starting right now, you're going to fall behind your competition again, and they're going to win again this September. Now, we're still talking about September? Yes, 2018. Everything you do should be absolutely scoped and preparing for September of 2018. If you happen to win something between now and then, great. Right, Lisa?
Right.
Am I right?
You're right.
It's exactly that. So let's talk about some other success stories. Who's got one? Somebody's got something here. Let's see. Who's got one?
Someone said discuss Dynamic Computer Corp.
Someone said discuss Dynamic Computer Corp.
That was me, Dave.
Okay.
Oh, we did a white paper for Dynamic Computer Corp, and we are currently cycling those through. So that was something we did a couple months ago, right?
Yep, that's right. Dynamic Computer Corp, they provide modernizing infrastructure solutions in information technology to various government agencies, and it's a pretty complex solution, and so they felt that writing a white paper to discuss this issue and provide useful information to some of their contacts was a good way to go. And so we ghost wrote that white paper for them. That's our term. We're ghost writers for that. Yep. And they put their name on it. And of course, this was all their information that we pulled together for them. Mm-hmm. And then, as you said, Dave, it was sent to the Federal CIO Council. And it
hasn't been sent there yet, but it will be.
Oh, okay.
That one hasn't been, hasn't gone there yet, but we're working on it. The CIO Council's in flux right now, but we're working on that. It's actually what they do is hardware as a service, and they do it's a special program called QWorks that we're working with a couple of different pilots right now. So we're working on that. And we're using the white paper in conjunction with unsolicited proposals. We can talk about that another day. But yeah, the DCC's one. That's not a raging success story for 2017 yet. It's a raging success story for the past for us because we helped them get NASA soup. we did the proposal. Most stressful day of my life. Thanks for bringing it up. But it was bar none. So who else has something? Who won three small bids? That's Lucy. Hold on a second, Lucy. I'm going to unmute Lucy. Can I unmute you, Lucy? Lucy, you there?
I'm there.
Hey, Lucy. So tell us about your small bids.
I found these on FBO.gov because I don't know what I'm doing, and that's the only thing I know to go look at. And I won a bid with the New York National Guard. I won one with Auburn. That was actually Fed bid with Auburn ROTC and the Washington National Guard.
Good for you. And if you did it on FBO, that is awesome. Congratulations to you, because that is a great success story. Good for you. And how many bids did you submit?
Oh God, 25.
So 25. So I want to talk with you about something that we're doing. So what did you wind up winning? What was it?
With the New York National Guard, we did recruiting tents.
All right.
And then with Auburn ROTC, same thing. Washington National Guard, I'm still having problems getting artwork from this guy after 4 weeks. But if I ever get the artwork, we'll do tents, backdrops, retractable banners.
Awesome. Well, good for you. Congratulations. That is super. And you and I have talked a lot. I remember now that beforehand, it's been a month and a half, I think, since the last time we talked.
Yeah.
So congratulations. So did any of the things that I said work? Maybe. I hope.
No.
No.
Not yet.
Hey,
I would like to get a GSA schedule, but quite frankly, right now we just don't have the funds. We need the sales.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, hold on a second. Thank you very much, Lucy. I will. I appreciate that. Thanks for telling me that my stuff didn't work. That's great.
No, sorry.
I love it. Hold on a second. We got Shree. Shree's in the house, and this is who I wanted. I wanted to hear your story, Shree. How you doing?
This is Jennifer.
It's Jennifer. It's Jennifer. She doesn't look anything like Shree.
Right. We're such different people.
Yeah.
He's actually traveling today, so hopefully he won't be mad. But this year we actually got most of our success story probably began in September, actually, like August, September, around the time we started working with Dave. And I think we did one bid, which we lost, but we won 3 opportunities. One was with one was with the Space Center, Stennis Space Center. One was with Maxwell Air Force Base, and the other one was actually for the what is it? The Army.
Corps.
What is it called? The something guard. I forget what it's called. Federal.
That's okay.
The Federal Reserve or something like that. But we just won that bid, and they just called us. Like none of these opportunities occurred because we bid on them. To be honest, like they called us.
They call you. I don't know why they would ever call you. But,
yeah, especially the one in California. Like a young woman called us and she was like, "Hey, we just want to give you this opportunity."
And you said, "No, we don't want any."
No, we accepted it. But I will say a lot of what Dave said helped a lot, making those calls. I think that, like, even though at the time it's a no, it's not a no forever. It's just a no right now. But I mean, just getting out there and not leaving messages, like, it's intriguing, and they follow up eventually. They always come around. So
they'll come around. And I'll say that we played our part in helping. Jennifer is a superstar. She we've had a lot. Love all of our conversations. And for those of you who don't know kind of how I operate, if you got an issue, what do? You pick up the phone and call. How many times have you called, Jennifer?
Like all the time, like probably at least twice a week. I'm calling about something. and
so then part of it. What I loved about the way that you operate is you're open to new things. You're open to being different, and one of the key things in getting to the mindset of things. What I love is when I told you that they don't have control over you, that released you like a crazy lady. It was unbelievable what happened after that. One of the things that we do as human beings, and it's a shame Umar's not here to talk about this, is we wind up having things build up and get in our way. And I always say, if you get the same result 3 times in making phone calls, you got something that you're projecting. And all of a sudden, the slope just is almost unrecoverable if you don't catch it. So that's one of the things that, it was people being busy, or people, you were getting shot down a couple of times, which is fine. So then you started to enjoy getting shot down. It was great. We would laugh about those things. Thank you, Jennifer. I knew that there was at least somebody else out there that had some really good success stories. Who else has got some? Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. Appreciate it. So let me make sure where is she on here? Oh, that's because she's not under Jennifer. That's why. All right. So if anybody else has one, let's see. Is there any more hands up? Nope. I don't think I see any more hands up. If you do, if you want to raise your hand, go right ahead. And if you need to, remind me that there's hand raised. So with that, we're talking about why they should let you in. That's the answer. That's the answer that we all have to give folks is how do you do this? So one of the ways we do this is we do it with GovBrief. We're doing one with Shri in a little bit, actually. So GovBrief is the methodology is very similar to this, where we have a round table or a conversation where we pull things out. And so here we have one. There's a successful CM firm, but they didn't have any contracts. GSA sent them a letter because they had $0 in GSA sales. And they sent him a cancellation letter. And this is Hytham Bacher, great guy, by the way. Hytham is. And we sent a little email out that some of you may recognize because we send these a lot. So with that, he says, hey, we got 0 sales. And we know that you have 0 sales. So we said, oh, but we happen to be able to find your buyers and be able to invite these people. So he said, hey, I'm going to buckle up, put my hard hat on. I'm going to go to work. And this is what we did. In June and August, we did 2 briefings. And we had 107 registrants, 48 attendees, 12 immediate opportunities, 5 in fiscal year 2017. This is important because this is a success story for 2017, even though the briefings happened in 2016. This is still a success story because it happened after fiscal year end. 5 face-to-face meetings in DC and 2 identified incumbents with gaps. What we mean by gaps is we look at the incumbents and say, all right, we figure a lot of the incumbents out there, or at least some of them, are just immovable. But that's only about 20%. If you think about the rest of the 80%, they're going to have gaps. They're messing up here. They're messing up there. Sometimes we mess things up. I tell you what, we're not perfect. I mess stuff up all the time. But my promise has always been I make mistakes in motion, and then I fix them. So with that, it's the same thing that happens here, identifying two incumbents with gaps. If you don't fix your gaps, somebody can take advantage of those gaps, and that's exactly what Hytham did. So with that, we have new relationships. We have 3 uncompeted wins, just like Jennifer was just talking about. GSA obligations were exceeded, new past performance, and new opportunities are coming. So he has a GSA schedule. There's no worries about him losing that. So that's one of those issues that, hey, we can help you solve. And that's what we did with GovBrief. So with that, I'm going to ask the next question. What is your biggest issue? Is your biggest issue, whoop, if I can find the buttons. I'm new to federal contracting, so I need some help. Some folks are new. That's great. I'm small, so I have limited resources. There's nothing wrong with that. You can still do things. Lucy did it. You can do it too. I need help with a good strategy. And I need a GSA schedule. Maybe you do need a GSA schedule. Maybe the resources are tight, but at least you can do that. I need sales help. So let us know what's on your mind with those. And we'll talk about a couple of things in just a minute to help. With that, I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and boom. So we had a lot of newbies here. Jamey, there's a lot of newbies. That's good news, right?
That's very good. Yes.
That's very good news because if you're new and you're paying attention to what we're saying, don't go down the path that everybody's pushing you down. Take this other path. There's another path that'll work. So with that, let's talk about winnable opportunities. If you have winnable opportunities, first you have to adjust your mindset if you want winnable opportunities. I think it's great, Lucy, that you won those on FBO. That's rare. That's actually rare. So what we're looking for is opportunity versus people. So monitoring the opportunities, and there's ways to be able to leverage opportunities that you're monitoring, but opportunities come from people. And if opportunities come from people, that's because people buy from people they like. They have buying patterns and they have buying preferences. Just like Umar was talking about, we have our own mindset. And if we're not matching up with those mindsets and those patterns and preferences, we're going to miss. So with that, if opportunities come from people, winnable opportunities come from people who like us. It's just that simple. And what we need to do is we need to get out in front of people and make sure that we get those people to like us. So one of the ways that we do this is we have an industry report. And if it's a do-it-yourself, there's a lot of folks that have limited resources. Do-it-yourself this is what we do. It's $99 to $249. You can point and click on the emails that you get. If you need something custom, it's $350 to $750, and it's 250 names or more, and we'll do some customized things. But it's the top folks in your NAICS. Email addresses, phone numbers, your competitors, total spend. This is the list and the people that we wind up using for our premier package, which is our market essentials, which I'll talk about in 1 minute. But the idea is if we understand that they're buying from your primary competitor, then they should be able to be buying from you. So the logic is that, hey, let's get in front of these people. Make sure we can get ahead of the RFP, get in front of these people so that we can start the dialogue before it hits FBO or before it hits Fed Bid or before it hits Fed Connect or whatever, GSA eBuy, all of them. We want to get ahead of those. So the other thing is the Monday roundtables. We're just doing Monday roundtables all the way through. Ignore that 925. So Jennifer is one of the folks who is absolutely faithful in coming to the roundtables. And she'll throw out a question, and maybe I don't answer it, but somebody else on the team does, or some other. Well, this is what I did, and this is what we did. So I'm going to open that up one more time to Jennifer because I just want to hear you to hear it from her as to what she has to say about the roundtables. What do you have to say about the roundtables, Jennifer?
I would say that's probably the most useful part of the process, to be honest. Like, if you aren't going to the roundtables, you're not really going. I don't think that it's really going to benefit you to miss it at all. Like, if it's the process is successful, but you got to attend the round tables. You really do. I would say for me, it's definitely motivating, but then also I've never left a round table not feeling A, motivated, and B, having something that I can immediately apply to my calls that I can bring results from, which actually I just scheduled like a meeting with someone while Shree's in Washington. So I thought that was pretty cool. And it was directly from something I learned yesterday. Like, yeah. So I would definitely say you want to do that, if anything else, and get the report that tells you who to call, basically.
It's real important. Well, thank you very much, man. I got to stop unmuting you because I'm going to have to start sending you checks. Thanks, Jennifer. Appreciate it. So, and I love having Jennifer there, and because not only that, she brings so much energy and she energizes everybody else. It's infectious what happens with that. You can hear it in her voice, and you can tell why she's a rock star. You can just tell, right? So the other pieces, and this is we did this with Jennifer's group, is that Market Essentials is the foundational package that's beneath everything that we do, because we're following all the buyers. We look at feeders. We look at the breakdown in spending for agencies. We can develop a strategy, a really good cohesive process around this. And it's regularly $4,500, but we do it at $39.95 for people here. And it shows the buying patterns. So we already talked about some of those success stories in dealing with that. And I'm going to show you, with the decision makers that we're talking about, it's the who that matter to you. It's not the fact that there's 85,000 buyers out there. That's not what matters. It's the ones that matter most to you. And that's where the market intelligence and the lists come into play, because every one of these folks have different roles, different objectives, and different buying motives for making the decisions that they make. And all of those are influenceable. And I'm going to skip past some of these slides here because I don't think we have time to go through them all. But if you take a look at these, your administrators, you know who your administrators are, but your program manager and project managers, they're the guys that are on the operational side of the project. Your job is to tie in with initiatives and help them look good to their boss. One of those is professional, the other one's entirely personal. Then the next person is the technical representative, usually reports to the program manager. So your job is to help with the requirements, because they're responsible for helping tie things together with the contracting person in the procurement side, and you want to help them look good to their boss. And then the other folks that you're after are the contracting officers. These are the people that are handling the paperwork. It's not to diminish what they do. It's the fact that that's their job. Their job is to procure things. They don't know about what you do, and they don't really care about how good you are. The question is, can you fill the need according to the scope of work, and can you make it easy for them to buy from you? In which case, if you're 8A or Hub Zone or woman-owned or service disabled, you have an advantage, right? Right, Rafael? If you're still there?
I'm still here, and yes, they do.
Yeah, and that's what makes it easy for them. That's why you need those kind of certifications, right?
Absolutely. The positioning is key, and being able to have the certification helps the contracting officers and the program managers meet their thresholds and annual goals.
Their goals
for small business participation.
Yep, and small business is good too. I mean, small business, don't just think that being a small business doesn't help, because it really does help. But you got to push it. Nothing's going to just fall in your lap. There's none of that happening. And the things that happen because they call Jennifer's, because there's a lot of activity around that, and being able to press information out to make it relevant so that they could see that they could purchase from them easily, making it easy to purchase from them, right? So then once you got the information, you have to go get them. To identify the who that matter to you, then you proactively pursue them and you persistently do it. It's not just about a one-time shot. If you're in this for one-time shot, you're in the wrong place. Stop. Go to Vegas. Put it on red. Let it ride. You're going to have more fun. So with that, talking about success in 2018. So how can you do it yourself? If you're in your do-it-yourself mode, which is nothing wrong with that. If you're going to do it yourself, industry report for 99 to anywhere from 99 to 750 bucks. This is a do-it-yourself. You get the NAICS, you get the primary competitors, you get the phone numbers for all the folks that are within your spend, and you get the monthly roundtable. Ignore that date. I'll remove that later. I don't know who makes these things. So how do you get it? You can click the purchase of it up to 250 from the button, and those are the 99 to 249. If you need something custom, you can call us at 888-943-8474. I always say 8889-GET-ISI because that's what it spells. So, or you can email support@isifederal.com. If you don't market essentials, same thing. It's $39.95 and call us and we'll be able to develop it. This is a 3 to 4 week process. We pull in information and get information for you. So with marketing and sales support, GovBrief, positively change your outcomes in 2018. This is one of the key things that we're ramping up right now. We suspended it from August 15th until now because we just knew it wasn't going to work because people don't have the time and they're not going to come. So now they have time. Now is the time to develop those relationships, drive them, become the subject matter expert. And again, we do the research on initiatives. We interview you and we drive the initiative, the invites, and drive people to the place and then get meetings as a result, and you get remembered. And there are guaranteed results from that. We will guarantee that you will have face-to-face and phone meetings. There's no way we're not going to because it's just that effective. So in this is the Kickstart Blitz where we introduce you to the top 2 buyers in each location that are buying in your world. And we respond for you. And then we drive face-to-face and phone meetings. We schedule and confirm those meetings and send updated capabilities with the following up with the updates. The objective is, and this is a 2-month process as well, where we're driving this we're driving you to the buyers, and then we're doing the follow-up. So there's a bunch of touches that happen there, and these two can be combined. If we do them together, it's $39.50 a month for all of those. If you want to do that, this is a full support package that we do all the time for folks, and that's the kind of support that we provide. Actually, Jennifer too. So for our clients. So, and then the last one is a bolt-on business development team. This means you need feet on the street in Washington D.C., which includes all of the things from your it includes GovBrief, all of the methodology. Hey, if we're doing it for somebody else, we're going to do it for ourselves. We did it for ourselves first. That's how we found out these things work. Is that we do the representation. We're outside. It's an 18-month program. If you sign up for it, we provide inside and outside sales rep support. We do everything except the things for the other folks that are here on this call. We don't do GSA schedule development. We don't do extensive proposal development because I don't like it and we're not good at it like Lisa is. So that's where we handle and manage it. It's as if you're hiring a VP of federal. That's what this looks like. You have a professional representation in DC, and we handle the bid submission process, and with the exception of the complicated things. If it's turn business, we'll do bid submission for you as well if it's commoditized. So that's where we have a double your investment guarantee, which means we will book over $250,000 in new business in 18 months, or we'll work for free for 6 months if we don't make it. And if we don't make it in that 24 months, we'll refund half of what you paid us because either one or both of us made a mistake. So that's what we do with that. So let me ask you this. What are you interested in for today? I'm ready to do in 2018. I'm going to buy the industry report. You need a custom report. I want to get in front of buyers using GovBrief, or I want to get introduced with a Kickstart Blitz, or you need representation in DC. Let me know what you need, and we will make sure we get you on the schedule. The representation is an approval process. We do the market essentials and work our way through that first. I don't commit myself or my team unless we know we're going to be able to be successful. So with that, we're going to wrap this up in just a minute, and that's it. So cool. Appreciate that. And we got a bunch of folks that want to do GovBrief. Appreciate that. And and people that want to get introduced with a kickstart and representation. We will definitely reach out to you. And if you missed it, we will work on that as well. We'll get you some additional information. So you'll see ISI Federal on YouTube and LinkedIn. You can check us out on isifederal.com. And I didn't talk about Revolution, but you can reach out to these folks. If you're doing credit cards, these guys can help you save a lot of money. Some of you folks are paying over 3%. I know it because I've seen it. And they can help drive this down below 1.5%. And because they get you level 3 compliance. Very cool. Sean at revolution-payments.com. So that's how you can reach out to him. Check out quickfuse.com. There's you can do a free trial there. And Jamey, what do you have to say for following up and wrapping us up on GSA stuff?
Well, folks, if you're out there, you got a GSA.
He is absolutely. We're gonna have to. He's gone. We'll get Jamey back. 100% track record and GSA schedule development. I encourage you, if you need a GSA schedule, at least talk to Jamey and he'll help you walk through. Steve Hoffman, tell us about your programs for white paper marketing.
If you're interested in differentiating yourself by conveying useful information to your potential government buyers, we'd be happy to help you. You can call me at the phone number on the screen there or send me a note. That's my direct line, and we've got some samples of white papers that have been successful on our website, and we'd be happy to talk with you about it and see how we can help you out. Every paper we write is custom written to your particular, what you offer and what you know. And we'd be happy to work with you.
Yep. And you have the mother of all white papers, don't you?
We do. The mother of all white papers is a white paper that we wrote on white papers, how to write white papers specifically to reach government buyers. And we're happy to make that available to you, of course, at no charge if you like. Just give me a call or send me a note.
Awesome. Great stuff, by the way. Love it.
This is Rafael. I'd love to get a copy of that.
Oh, there you go. Get a copy to Rafael. I'll make sure you get his information.
We'll do, Rafael.
Yeah. Taylor Dean is with a CPA, smart lady, well-connected, just an awesome person. And if you need help with contracting compliance, she's the one. And Rafael, you just heard him, the sexy blue glass Cuban man down in Miami. How did you fare for the from the hurricane? You okay with that?
We're okay. We had a little bit of power loss, and the most nerve-wracking part was not being able to get my Cuban coffee in the morning. But it was tough,
Yeah, it's tough, man. I feel your pain. All right, so reach out to Rafael.
We had a couple of rough days, but thank God everyone's okay.
Yeah, that's good, man. Glad it didn't really hit you hard. So that's good. Reach out to Rafael if you need socioeconomic certifications, 8A Hub Zone, service disabled, and any of the things, even for state and local for the certs as well. So the MBE programs, he can help you out with that. And Lisa Jones with Enspyire is here as well. And I can't say enough about Lisa. She's just a great lady, and love to work with her because she knows how to write and I don't. So it's a good thing. So tell us what people should be doing to gear up for 2018 and writing proposals and being ready.
You definitely have to do what Dave's telling you. To gear up, it's all about knowing your customers. When you come to us, we want to make sure that you have a win strategy. We understand the hot buttons that customers are looking for, and you've talked to these people, because we're going to use all of those things to write a winning proposal and make sure it gets in front of the customer and they know your name. So that's very important to us when we're writing. Yep. So that's what we're going to look for in 2018 to help you win.
Yeah. And being able to get the templates, you can build templates and have some boilerplates and things that you can use, because it's a building process, right? It's not just all of a sudden you have this winning super mondo proposal. A lot of times it's a building process on what worked and what didn't work before, right?
That is correct. We help our clients actually build an entire proposal library and help you structure so that you understand how to use what you're developing and what we're developing for you.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And for those of you who wanted Umar's information, it's Umar at nolimitsselling.com. You can reach out to him. He probably won't answer right now because he's on a plane. But safe travels to him. Again, reach out to isiFederal. You can find us on YouTube, LinkedIn. And with that, we're going to let everybody go. I'm Dave Lowe, and thank you for joining us. Thanks, guys. It was great. Appreciated the dialogue and back and forth and the success stories from everybody. It was great having you join us, and we will see you next month. And as we continue to trudge through this federal world and bang our head against the wall, because apparently some of us like doing that. I don't get it, but all right, guys, we'll see you later.